Okay, so we're back to our images page here where we have all of our library images. We're going to create a different product this time. We're going to go to our products page. We'll stay with this print presentations down here, which is the expressions albums, the digital albums, or the Bookbound albums. But we're going to click on our Bookbound albums. Our Bookbound albums are here. There's a sample of a Bookbound album on the screen. We are going to select one of the products. Just for example purposes, I'm going to choose the 1212 Sigma album. So I've got a Sigma album. I'm going to create this album and move on to the next screens. On this one, I'm actually going to use the Marrakesh cover, which is one of my more popular albums, and move on from there. This shows you just the standard binding options, which are red or black in a Rhapsody material. I'm going to choose the deluxe option. Go next, and I'm going to choose, just to go around the edge, I think we'll go with a black this time. And we'll go black Rhapsody cover. And next. Now, this is where you can choose your overlays. So you have just ordinary ivory beveled, you have white beveled with the black inlay, and you have black beveled. I'm going to go for black beveled, and I'm going to go for self-adhesive. We click on next, and any notes that we want to add in. And move to the next. Again, design each page by hand, or automatically generate book design. As I said in the expressions tutorial, I wouldn't recommend this for an album. This is far easier. And we say finish. And I'm going to type in 15 pages. Okay, so we have our pages on the screen here. I'm just going to move my designer window around a little so we're in the center. You can, of course, make this window full-size screen here or just minimize it. I like to work here so that I've got my basic bits behind me as well here. So here we have our Marrakesh cover. I'm going to drop a picture of the dress into here. I'm going to zoom in and just so that we can have this part of the dress as the cover. And I'm going to make it black and white because we've got a black binding around there. And that's our cover. With a Bookbound album, the first opening page you have is just one single page on the right hand side. So as we go down our pages here, you'll see it says Sigma cover. This is the inside cover, which is not for use. So we'll move on to our single page, page 1, and we'll look at our templates. Now, our templates here, of course, are the overlays, or the mats as we like to call them, for the different albums. And as you can see, if I scroll along here, there are quite a few already mats that we have on the system. I'm going to go back to my images. I'm going to look. We've got a panoramic image here of the shoes. So I'm going to go to my templates, and I'm going to choose just a basic sort of panoramic template. And so I'm going to grab this template here and drop it on. And as you saw in the previous page, we've got this here. I would like to just click on this and rotate the layout. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, so we've got this here. If I could rotate it round so that it's at the top. I actually quite like shoes go on the floor, so that's pretty much down at the bottom. So I'll go to my images, grab my shoes, and drop them in. Okay, now this is a very panoramic image, so we're probably going to lose a little bit on there, but I'm going to leave that in. So now we go to our next page on here. I'm looking at my images all the time, checking to see which images I'd like. So I'm just going to find something in our templates pretty much at the beginning. So we've got some new ones here. I'm going to go for, let's have a look. Let's populate this one in here. So we've got our template on there. Go back to our images. You'll notice that things like opacity, borders, the stroke lines, everything like this doesn't actually appear on the page for the Bookbound albums. This is because 99% of the time we are going to just populate these pages with full images. We're not going to try and overlay different images on the top of each other. So I'm going to just grab some of these images and just populate into these pages along here. I'll grab the dress and pop it in there. I'm going to grab this one here and drop it in and just leave it as it is. I'm now going to pop this one of the bride and her mum, everybody, and the little bridesmaid into this page. So we have a page already built up on here. If I go to the next page, page 3, and I can go to my templates, I can then grab another template. Let's go way up the scale somewhere and choose something like this and drop this on. Come back to our images, slide along our images, and this is great because we've got 3 pictures here. Picture here of the bride, her mum, and one of the bridesmaids in there. We've now got 3 pictures here of the bride. 1, 2, 3. This one here, I just want to bring these slightly, make these slightly larger, so we can of course crop into this, save, and this one here. Just make the bride look a little bit bigger in these, just to sort of keep that. That's probably a little bit too big, so just take that out here. And she starts to fall in line now with the sizes. So we can move on to our next page. That's page 4. We can now go to page 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, go and get a template and just have one large picture as a template on here. Go to our images and just grab the flowers. Double click and drop that in. Say save.